Baden-Powell was practicing the principles of scouting for the purpose of soldiering in these Matopos hills in 1896. In the same hills on the 16th of February 1936, this training ground was dedicated and declared open for the teaching of the principles of scouting in the sense of good citizenship and peace, and named in honor of Headquarters Commissioner for Matabeleland, Colonel Gordon. Baden-Powell visited Gordon Park in 1936 and had this to say: "Here, in the wildest of many jungles I have seen in different parts of the world, is a truly lovely camping ground. The story of Gordon Park is of magnificent endeavor. Ever since the opening, many people have striven to develop the area. Where some have left off, others have carried on. To them all, this is a living memorial." On Saturday, the 22nd of February 1986, Gordon Park celebrated its 50th anniversary. The day's events started with an opening parade. A flame of friendship that had been lit in Harare and carried down to Bulawayo in relays by scouts from town to town would stay alight on Gordon Park Rock for the duration of the camp. Reverend Haynes gave a short blessing. And Mr. Gumbo read the opening speech from Senator Jacob Mozenda, Provincial Governor. Over 400 scouts and cubs from all over Zimbabwe attended the opening parade. And Mr. John Landau, Chief Scout, concluded with a few words.
Fellow Scouts, we will now come down the mountain from where we are and looking over your heads to come down and meet you all.
One of the first members of the Gordon Park Rover crew cut the anniversary cake.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to thank you all for giving me this cake. I'm now going to take it away and eat it. And if you wish to come along and watch me, you can do so.
Then proceed down to the dam. You go down the road to the pump house. You'll see a sign pointing to the dam.
A booklet outlining the history of Gordon Park was presented to the Chief Scout, and a piece of birthday cake was given to everyone present. The camp organizer then dismissed the parade. People then gathered below the dam wall for the official naming and dedication ceremony. The concrete wall is over 20 meters long and 3 meters high.
And it's been built by the boys, mainly from Bulawayo hillside. What I don't want you to do is, at the moment, please don't get your feet wet, because there's little house here in the water.
I'd like to tell you a little story about a scout. He was probably a cub, and growing up as a scout, he was an assistant patrol leader, troop leader, scout leader, assistant scout leader, and GSL. He ran an excellent troop magazine, organized cycle tours and exploration hikes every second weekend in the Matopos. He has taken his troop on camps right round southern Africa. He has represented his country on senior scout adventures and world jamborees. There is another side to the scout, and that concerns Gordon Park. Make new improvements, the hall, the tanks. You can see for yourself. To have this park in tip-top condition for scouts to come here camping, for courses, Jota, Assegai and scout leader courses. The list is endless. It means a lot to us all to know that there's always someone out here looking after the park. And so, on behalf of the Gordon Park crew who built this dam, I would like to have Norman Scott's permission to name this dam after him. I would like to call on Norman Scott to come and unveil the plaque. Scott.
And I have great pleasure in opening Lake Scott. I haven't even seen it myself. Hilton? Of course, now the history booklet you've just bought, you can return and you get your money back because it's incorrect.
I'm going to dedicate this dam now. This is a wonderful place that we have here. I'm told that it's the most beautiful campsite in the world, and I can certainly believe it. And to make something as beautiful as this more beautiful yet is indeed something that takes a great deal of ingenuity. So we now just pray God's blessing on this lake and all the activities and all the use that it will be put to. Waters above the heaven, bless the Lord, give glory and eternal praise to him. We give you grateful thanks, Lord, for the loving care and hard work that has gone into the construction of this lake, the Scott Dam, for Norman, after whom it is dedicated.
Keep you very long, and I'm talking particularly to 5 people: Hilton Garriock, Graham Williams, Graham Ross, Barry Knight, and Snort. Now, this dam was the idea of Hilton. Before he started, he gave me the honor of consulting me, and he took some of my advice, but not all of it, because I told him it was a very big project. However, he decided that it could be done in 3 weeks. Well, we can't all start off as expert estimators, and no doubt Hilton has learnt a great deal. It took, as you've heard, 2.5 years. That represents a tremendous effort. I don't know how many of you have ever been associated with mass concrete work, but I can assure you it is the most terrifying, boring, and unexciting subject to go on with this week after week, month after month, as these comparatively young men and boys did, who in their effort did more than others, but nonetheless represent the many boys who did assist here. I am making, on behalf of the crew, these presentation albums, which contain a record of the work.